Welcome everyone. For today's review, I have the second release from BuzzTV for 2026, which is their BuzzTV Classic AI model. This model is more of their budget option, running on Android 14 on the Amlogic S905X5 chipset with their signature BuzzTV UI launcher. So my full review is up next, stay tuned. So I'm back and let's take a look at what's in the box. So this package includes their classic AI model. It comes with a BuzzTV Bluetooth voice remote and a pair of AA batteries included. You get one HDMI cable, a 5V 2A DC power adapter, and a card with a customer support QR code. For design, its body is made entirely of plastic. It comes with one HDMI input port, one Ethernet LAN port, one optical audio, one IR extender port, and its DC input socket to its rear. At the side, it comes with one USB 3.0, another USB 2.0, and a micro SD card reader. At the front, it comes with two LED indicators. On the opposite side, it has a power button, and to its base has 4 rubber feet with some ventilation holes. Upon first startup, you have a simple BuzzTV animation, followed by the pairing of the Bluetooth remote. Then you have a first startup wizard. Then you're taken to the BuzzTV 6 launcher. So this is BuzzTV's latest BuzzTV 6 launcher. This launcher could not be installed on their latest G series due to having Google certification that requires the use of Google TV OS. However, in this classic AI model, you get the full BuzzTV UI interface. It also means that it's not fully Google certified and it's running on Android TV OS. The good news is you have the freedom to use this box whichever way you want. It's running on the latest Android 14 TV OS version and you have access to developer options. So let's take a look at the features of this launcher and why are BuzzTV models so special and different from your standard Android boxes. Firstly, I would like to start with their signature feature, their Live TV Server Hub feature. And before alarm bells start ringing, please note that BuzzTV does not provide unauthorized access to content that is meant to be paid for. What their Server Hub feature is a software platform designed to facilitate or host multiple subscription IPTV services. So once you subscribe to a particular service, you give them your server ID number, which is displayed here on the right. They will register it on their system and activate their service on your box. This can be done with multiple services, and you can access each one independently by switching servers via the main menu using their Server Hub platform. You can enter your various subscriptions using the MAC address method. You can use the extreme codes method, and if you have an M3U playlist, you can use that also. Once registered, you can browse various categories using search. There are shortcuts on the remote for live TV, VOD, TV series, and pay-per-view, and you get full EPG guide for each subscription. The remote comes with a full AirMouse feature. It has backlit key feature, and it has voice search and voice commands. For testing purposes, I subscribed to 2 paid IPTV services, and I entered my credentials using the extreme codes option, which I find to be the easiest. The interface is similar to what you would normally see in the Superbox, VCBox, V2USAT, and StreamX models. This interface gives you easy navigation to browse and search for your various categories and channels, and you get a full EPG guide section by pressing the guide button on the remote. The interface is fast and responsive, and it facilitates HD stream, so you can install multiple subscriptions and switch between them easily from within this interface. So this is what makes BuzzTV boxes different from standard boxes and is the only model that grants you this interface. On the G series model, you have to install the BuzzTV 6 app on the Google Play Store that only works with the G series. Once you start using the interface, you would notice that if you navigate back to the launcher home screen, you get a picture-in-picture display of your last viewed channel that is displayed on the bottom right corner, and the launcher starts to populate with channel lineup information in the middle section of the launcher. You can disable this by simply stopping the service or stopping the picture-in-picture by pressing the stop play button on the remote. So if after watching that last segment you are disappointed that you did not get to see any live content to determine if the quality of the streams are up to your standard, then I apologize for that, as there's the risk of copyright violations when playing these streams on YouTube that I don't want to risk. What I can assure you is that the streams are in HD quality. So let's take a look at its firmware features and let's see what else this box can do. So I'm currently running on version 1.6.8 of my TV Box Specs app, and after completing this video, you will receive this update. So the manufacturer of this chipset is Shining Word Company, and this is the G10X5 board. It's running on Android 14 tvOS, it's not rooted, it has Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.3 protection. Its CPU is the Amlogic S905X5, a quad-core Cortex A510 processor clocked at 2.4 GHz, configured in 32-bit mode. It comes with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage. Its GPU is the Mali G310 single-core graphics processor with OpenGL ES version 3.2, Vulkan 1.3, and currently on this display, it has a max display output of 4K 2160p at 60Hz. Its network adapter is a Wi-Fi 6 model and it supports 2.4 plus 5G Wi-Fi. Its LAN port is detected as a gigabit LAN port. Its Bluetooth version cannot be detected, but it's listed as 5.0. For video, it supports HDR10, AV1 and HLG. It does not support Dolby Vision. For AI upscaling, it supports AISR and AIPQ. For surround audio, it supports Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Digital, DTS Virtual X, HD Master Audio and DTS-X. You don't get Dolby True HD. And it has an idle operating temperature of around 53 degrees Celsius. Other features include HDMI CEC options, an OSD sharpness feature, auto frame rate switching, adaptive HDR feature, and a Google Assistant. So the app just revealed that it has Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.3 protection. However, during my testing, this level of protection is not enough to watch paid subscription services like Netflix and Prime Video in HD or 4K. The box has to be fully Google certified with the right digital rights level that these services can detect and run on this box. Only then will you be able to watch in HD and 4K. So here I'm in my Prime Video account and it's not displaying any HD or 4K icon in movie descriptions. And we already saw that it does not have a Netflix ESN, so it too will be restricted to 720p resolution. For watching YouTube videos, you get up to 4K 2160p with HDR display. So my app showed that it supports HDR10, AV1 and HLG. It also has support for AISR and AIPQ picture quality upscaling. So I'll play a couple of videos to test these features. For this, I'm using my custom-made media player that has advanced format detection and format overlay OSD. So this is HDR10. This is the AV1 format. It does not support Dolby Vision, so it falls back to HLG. This is a Dolby Vision video that's encoded with Dolby Atmos. It does not support Dolby Vision, so it falls back to HLG with no audio. This is HDR10 Plus. It does not support this format also, so it falls back to HDR10 with no audio. And this is official HLG video format. So I tested its AISR picture upscaling feature, and I'm using the demo mode feature that splits the screen in half so you can see the difference in quality. So here's a perfect example of a 1080p video with upscaling to 4K quality. Likewise, for surround audio, it supports all surround sound audio formats with the exception of Dolby True HD. So let's have a look. So this is Dolby Atmos.
This is Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint.
Next, Dolby Digital Plus.
Whoa! What is this place? Come on, you guys, let's go!
This is HD Master Audio. The Dolby Vision video fails to produce video, but you get a bit of Dolby Digital surround audio. You don't get any audio for Dolby True HD. And you get DTS-X. For Android gaming, it's getting more and more difficult to enjoy your favorite apps and games, even side-loading, because of the limited Google Play Store. Let's look at some benchmarks and where it ranks on my chart. First, you have the results of its RAM and internal storage read and write speeds. It has a RAM copy speed of 5,168 megabytes per second. Its internal storage has a read speed of 222 megabytes per second and a write speed of 84. Next, the results of the speed test performed on its dual Wi-Fi bands and its Ethernet LAN port. Here it shows that its 5 GHz band and its gigabit LAN port achieved the maximum speed of my network, which is currently at 335 megabits per second. Its 2.4 GHz band performing really well on this new S905X5 chipset, averaging around 147 megabits per second. In benchmarking its CPU's performance, the Geekbench 5 CPU benchmark produced a score of 203 single-core and 704 multi-core. In benchmarking its GPU, the 3DMark Wildlife test produced a score of 1,253 with an average FPS of 7.50. And the Antutu benchmark produced a score of 201,498. So welcome to my new TV Box rankings chart page, where finding the right TV box or the best TV box is easy in a user-friendly interface. So I've updated the scores on my chart, and the new BuzzTV Classic AI ranks at position 16 based solely on its Antutu benchmark score, I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating based on its hardware performance and its Server Hub streaming features. So to access this all new rankings chart to compare all of its features to other boxes in this list, use the link in the description below this video. In summary, I'm always frustrated when you get a box with such good hardware and you cannot utilize it to the fullest due to Google's restrictions. This 2.4 GHz Amlogic S905X5 CPU, together with the Mali G610 GPU, is really good for gaming. However, side-loaded APKs, compatibility, and limited Google Play Store is just a waste of all this good hardware. This hardware, in my opinion, is even better than the Amlogic S905X5M with its so-so new GPU. Other than that, streaming and BuzzTV's new Server Hub feature is excellent. So that brings to an end my review. If you would like to get your hands on the AI Classic model, the link is in the description along with a 10% discount coupon. You can also find it on my rankings chart and on my blog post. I hope you are enjoying all the new changes and upgrades I'm adding to the channel. If there's anything you like or don't like, add it in the comments or feel free to send me a direct email. If you would like to purchase the model featured in today's video at a second-hand price, you can get it really cheap on my online store. The link will be provided in the description below. So once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, this is the only way you'll get notified when I release new videos, offer second-hand prices, or release new updates to my custom apps and other giveaways. So stay connected and I'll be seeing you in the next one.